Hey guys, Jim here. Time to do another sneak peek on a really exciting upcoming new model. As a matter of fact, this model is going to be releasing for pre-order today at the exact same time that I'm uploading this video. So you actually get a chance for once, a very rare occasion, to see something on a video, and if you fall in love with it, you can actually go order it right away. So if what you see you like, head on over to brousblades.com and get your pre-order in. What we're going to be looking at here is the brand new VR-71. It's the latest tactical flipper in Jason Brous's lineup. And I got to tell you, he's making these great strides in creating better and better and better knives each time he puts out a new one. First off, one of the big changes you're going to notice is the packaging. This is the new packaging that Jason is putting his stuff in. So nice to see some customized packaging coming out of him. Up until this point, you were getting the white cardboard boxes with the Brous Blades sticker. Nothing wrong with that. Plenty of companies do that. Many makers do less than that. So I like the fact that he took the step forward and decided to give something a little bit extra. As always, you're going to be getting all the stickers and keychains and all kinds of cool stuff as freebie gifts with every knife you order. So that's also a nice thing. And you got to realize that does cost money to make those things. So it's nice to get that kind of stuff for free. So let's open this up and see what's going on inside. First thing you'll notice is you get your certificate of authenticity and the date that it was born on. Now, this particular one, I do believe is maybe one of the prototypes. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't ask Jason. A lot of times he tests numbers and it's a random number on there. Or this could just be one of the production pieces that he had ready early. I'm not sure. But this one is number 292 of 500. You'll see that it's done in carbon fiber, D2 steel, and 59 to 61 Rockwell hardness. Lifetime of sharpening. I think a lot of people tend not to read everything that's on the cards, and you see all the great benefits that you're that you're getting when you buy a knife from him. So you're getting a lifetime of free sharpening, and obviously he stands behind his product for the warranty. So we'll get that out of the way. It's a nice padded case. Get the knife out of there. And what we're looking at here is a very, I don't want to say organic, but it's definitely more of an organic flow than many of his previous knives. A lot of times you had hard angles like the Division, or just more of a brick, more of a chunky brick in your hand. This is definitely a little bit more of an organic flow. He did change his pocket clip just a little bit, and I'll give you a comparison here in a moment against the T4, and you'll see what differences there are in the clip. Now, when we get this open, oh, yeah, listen to that detent. This is the best flipper that he's made to date. It is the snappiest, the fastest, and has the best detent. And he's really been focusing on getting his detent perfect over the course of the past year or two. And he is certainly getting better and better and better. Now, what you're going to be looking at here, this is the satin finish model. I'm going to go through the different models that are available a little bit later on. But what you're getting here is just about 8 3/4 inches overall length. So not too different from the T4. And it's just a tick under a 4-inch blade. As always, Jason is using a D2 steel blade on there. Really, really great action. Inside is going to be a steel frame, so he's keeping with the theme of adding a bit more heft to his knives than some other companies, brands, and makers are doing. Because this is really intended more as an everyday hard-use knife. Obviously, it has that tactical look. It's going to be a great self-defense weapon. But for those that want to have something a little bit more substantial, it weighs a little bit more than the knives that he does in titanium. Now, I don't know if you can really see in there, but I'm going to try to get in there. Yep. It is a fully skeletonized frame, so he's not, trying to weigh your pocket down by throwing an anchor in there. He is lightening it up to a degree, but it is going to be a little bit heftier than getting into a titanium with carbon fiber knife. Speaking of carbon fiber, you will be getting contoured, beautiful 3D contoured carbon fiber scales. And I've never seen him use a bad carbon fiber. All the carbon fiber he uses is void-free, and he puts a lot of work into it. You can see the sculpting that's going in here, the reliefs that are done here for your comfort. Great contouring, very comfortable. You have a raised and jimped 3/4 length backspacer. It's done in black G10, I do believe. Yes, it is. Now, as far as comparisons go, this is every bit as smooth as the T4 or maybe the original Division, but it's a snappier, faster action. It's a faster flipper all the way around. And let's give you those comparisons now. I've got my T4 prototype here, and we'll put this butt to butt as all things should be. Butt to butt makes a good world. And as you see, they are virtually identical in their length. And you can see obviously some design similarities as well. Instead of having that reverse tanto profile that we had on the T4 and the thumb slot, you're actually going to have a thumb hole or thumb eyelet. It's not really a hole, kind of looks like a little eyelet. And what he's doing here is he's giving you a more aggressive top swedge coming up, almost like a mini harpoon, and then just dropping, just kind of trailing down to the point. So you don't have quite as an aggressive of a profile here. So this is also going to give you that option, just like the T4, of opening it with your thumb if you don't want to flip it out. And I'm pretty sure you could flick it out. No, not quite. It's a little bit of a reach. You can, I'm sure with some practice you could, but when it flips like that, you don't even need to worry about it. So we'll move the T4 up here. We'll put the VR-71 there, and we'll put it up against the mini size of the Division. Now when we take out that little lanyard opening butt to butt, you'll see it is a little bit bigger than the 3.5-inch mini Division. It's going to be closer in weight. Actually, it's a little bit lighter weight than the mini Division, and a good amount lighter than the T4. So if you have either the T4 or the mini Division, you do realize the weight that is in the T4. And I didn't really realize how heavy my mini Division was until just now. This is substantially lighter weight due to the carbon fiber. I think it carries better, and we wanted to talk about the pocket clip comparison as well. So you've got the same basic shape, but he's actually thinned it out, slimmed it out, made it shorter, and contoured it just a little bit more. I actually prefer this clip. It's a really, really nice clip. Doesn't have the hidden hardware like it did on the T4, but that's okay by me. One of the biggest pluses that I'm seeing here is he's finally giving you a lanyard opening. The times that he's given you lanyard options at all, which you did not get on the T4, were done like this. A very small eyelet on a protrusion from the rear of the frame. Now with this, you had to decore 550 paracord to get it to fit through. With this, you can fit full-size 550 paracord through, no problems whatsoever. So you can tie it on directly, or you can simply loop it through and knot it off the back, which is what a lot of people tend to do. Many people don't know how to tie a lanyard, and even if you do, sometimes when you're just too lazy, you want to take the same lanyard from knife to knife, whatever you want to do, and that's going to be nice and simple. As far as the jimping goes, his jimping is still very, very strong and very prominent. It's not as sharp as it has been in the past. You guys have heard me say that in the past, that his jimping is a little bit too sharp. This is a little bit gentler on your fingers. Your fingers still do go down right to it when you're flipping it if you're push buttoning. But if you're doing a light switch action, which is what I tend to prefer to do, my finger ends up back here. So it doesn't really get caught up in the jimping all that much. Jimping all the way across the top of the thumb ramp and then down the front. Nice and grippy, not very strong here, so it's not going to be harsh on your finger. It's not going to tear up clothing as you're taking it in and out of your pocket. Just can't get past that action. If you push button it, it's really a rocket, but here's just a very simple light switch, and you see it operates wonderfully. So all around, the ergonomics, I think, are pretty damn good. You've got a little bit of that Division feel here where the frame comes back and then it drops off about halfway through. And that really has proven to be kind of the sweet spot for Jason. He really has kept with that theme to give you the same kind of ergonomics. It's not quite as sharp or aggressive of a turn as you get in the Division. So if you want something a little bit softer, there you go. His signature curved flipper acts as a finger guard, of course. And another interesting thing that you might like to see, that is where he's chosen to number the knives as well. So you've got a completely sterile blade. There's no markings on the blade whatsoever, no maker's mark, no limited edition numbering. That is all taken care of in a very discreet manner on the back side of the flipper. Now when the knife is open, it brings it to the forefront right there. It's a pretty nice idea. I'm getting so tired of everybody putting so much garbage all over their blades. It's getting to be ridiculous. Now, for those that are interested in ordering one, again, like I mentioned, the pre-order will open in conjunction with the launch of this video. If you want to get the satin like mine, they are $399. The acid stonewash he's pricing at $439. The full blackout variation, which has become really, really popular for him, those are $429. And just for the regular plain stonewash is going to be $419. I got a chance to handle all of his new stuff at the Blade Show last weekend, and I got to tell you, he's just getting better and better and better. Here's a quick little shot of what he's going to be coming out with. So obviously the Mini Division has already been out. The Dustin Turpin collaboration on the Strife. As a Strife owner, as a custom Strife owner, I can tell you it is amazing. And it is lighter weight than my custom Strife. It's going to be a lot easier for more people to carry, being fully carbon fiber. Then you got that little bad boy right there, the center with the Salmonero. That thing was awesome. Think of just a slightly larger Silent Soldier flipper with slightly different ergos and Sal's incredible checkered backspacer. That's going to be a big, big deal. Here's the VR-71 I'm showing you today. And yes, Jason is going to be releasing his very first automatic knife. It's going to be set into the little tiny Bionic. And he is releasing a multi-tool as well. So some cool stuff coming throughout the rest of the year for 2014. Look for more of the new stuff to be more around August or September is what he told me to expect. And if this is any indication, and the prototypes that I handled at the show that he did do lotteries for and sell, if those are any indication, he's just getting better and better and better. I know he's going to be teaming up with a lot more knife makers with a lot more interesting designs. So definitely keep your eyes out, because he never seems to rest. He just seems to keep trying to better himself and broaden his horizons and do some interesting things. And I got to tell you, every single one seems to work. I've been in love with his work ever since I got my very first knife, which was the Silent Soldier flipper, and then graduated through to the Division and everything else since then that you guys have seen me talk about. I am totally digging this new model. So if you guys are too, head on over to his website. I'm happy to be able to get that chance to kind of launch this with you. So there you go, guys. There is the VR-71. So far, Jason's snappiest and fastest flipper yet.